And in fact, we're getting word now that they are so close, inside of 1 minute, as you hear my voice, T-minus. We're going to listen in now to the sights, the sounds from West Texas.
Vehicle is now on internal power.
So in a moment here, we'll see those, what they call the bit checks, the built-in test checks. As you mentioned, Kristen, inside the capsule, you know, as you said, this is like a bridled beast. This thing wants to take off.
Switch to onboard helium.
Here we go. Good luck and Godspeed, ladies. We're cheering you on from
Let's
planet
launch
Earth.
this
Thrust
rocket.
termination system is armed. Whew. T-minus 22 seconds and counting.
Go to internal.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, command engine start, 2, 1, ignition. Liftoff. New Shepard has cleared the tower. Flight. 6,000 feet climbing. Begin throttle down for Q limiting. Engine response looks good. Max Q, maximum dynamic pressure. Mach 1, vehicle is supersonic. Engine back up to full throttle.
Supersonic, we have passed through max Q, maximum
Chamber pressures look
dynamic
good.
pressure. That's when the vehicle, the stresses between the atmosphere
Passing
and the
47,000
speed
feet
are
and
at their
climbing.
maximum. So to punch through that is so important. You see the BE3 engines is firing beautifully. You see the stream of steam behind it. Those ladies right now are
1
having
minute, 40
an
seconds into flight.
incredible view on their way to space. Passing through 80,000 feet, 1,300
Passing
miles per
85,000
hour. They're going to peak at about 2,300 miles an hour over Mach 3, 3 times the speed of sound. Shortly coming up, we'll have MECO, main engine cutoff. We will turn off the engine, but the two craft, the capsule and the booster, will continue their ascent to space.
Stand by, MECO.
And our
And there you saw the main engine is turned off. We're now going to separate the capsule from the booster, and at that point, Kristen, that's when all 6 astronauts are going to start to feel the weightlessness, and shortly thereafter, we're going to let them unbuckle.
And that right there is the most critical milestone of this whole ascent. Oprah watching her best friend go to space.
Oh man, Nate, this was, I don't know. I got chills. I got tears in my eyes when I first heard the enormous burst of sound.
Yeah.
Dr. Mae Jemison is here with us to describe what we just saw with our very own eyes. Our friend, our colleague, Gayle King, and the rest of the Blue Origin crew heading into space.
So what you saw were tons of high explosives in a controlled explosion that propelled them up high. And that's the sound and the rumble. And so it's very visceral. You feel it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think when we watched them until they went out of sight, it was just really exciting because you know how high they are.
Okay, so once they went out of sight, so small that we couldn't see them, were they still going up?
They were still going up. They were still going up, and I think main engine cutoff maybe happened about Wow, about like less than a minute after that.
Okay.
After we couldn't see them anymore, and then the capsule separated from the main booster. The main booster is going to come back and land.
Yeah.
We're gonna pause, Dr. Jemison, and listen here because we can actually hear them on the main feed.
The highest point in flight, well over 345,000 feet, well over the Kármán line.
Wow.
And at this moment, the astronauts have unstrapped from their seats. They are floating. They are weightless. They are experiencing zero-G for the very first time in their lives. And Katy Perry did say that she was going to sing in space. I'm waiting for it.
Waiting for it.
1 minute warning. 1 minute warning.
So that is Capcom indicating a 1 minute warning for our astronauts to take in those last views before they get buckled back into their seats. At this point, both craft are descending already.
Wow.
And you hear
Dragon. Report status. 1, 2, 3. Copy. Whip. Report status. Copy. All astronauts in seat.
And a great piece of news there. All astronauts are back in their seats. You see the two craft now. That on the bottom, that is the rocket that is screaming back down to Earth. The rocket will beat the capsule to its landing spot just 2 miles north of where it's taken off from. At the top of the rocket, you see a couple of fins that have popped out. Those are to stabilize the rocket as it comes into land. Shortly thereafter, you will see the drag brakes that deploy that will cut the speed of the rocket in half. And then in the last moments,
and there it is. We can see it from the stage.
There comes the rocket down. It's going to relight its engine. We're going to also see a sonic boom. We're going to hear that shortly here.
And remember, this is something that had never been done before until just a few years ago. Truly the stuff of science fiction that you're about to watch in just seconds.
Drag
there we
brakes.
go. Sonic boom.
Engine relight. And booster touchdown, welcome home, New Shepard.
Picture perfect landing right there.
Picture perfect landing.
Right on target.
You see that dust kind of creates this dramatic cloud that reveals the beautiful rocket that has just taken these ladies up to space and back.
And I love the echo across the mountains. Is that what I was hearing there?
That's what you were hearing. You heard the sonic boom, then you heard the engine relight, and all of that reverberates in this big, beautiful valley in West Texas.
Stand by drogues. Stand by drogues.
All right, shortly here we're waiting to see the drogue parachutes deploy from the crew capsule. Those are like the guide parachutes. There go the drogue parachutes.
Just free falling right there until those drogues came out.
And then next will be the main parachutes that get pulled out.
Hear that screaming inside the capsule?
And all three parachutes reefing, and they will slowly inflate. slowing the capsule to a nice, smooth 10, 15 miles an hour. They are cruising back home.
3 good parachutes.
And I tell you, Kristen, from having gone through all of the simulations, I have gone through all of the training. They put you in the capsule that simulates all of this, including the sounds, and when you hear the motors of the parachutes pop out, that is the best moment in flight.
Because I know Blue Origin does everything they can to make this as safe as possible, and y'all have an impeccable safety record, but it still has to feel really good when you know that you're coming back to Earth with those parachutes fully deployed.
And we can see the capsule just over our shoulder here, going to be landing north and east of the launch pad, coming down softly and beautifully. 500 feet.
And you will see a puff of smoke when it touches down, a puff of dust.
Actually, yes.
That's normal.
A puff of dust, last milliseconds, air cushion that will kick up the dust. It's a very soft landing despite the sporty perception. There it is.
That's it. I mean, there we are, folks. Successfully back on Earth. Let me just say, all of us here were excited. There were tears of joy as we saw it all unfold in front of our eyes, Nate. We could hear the astronauts, and they are now astronauts. We could hear them in the capsule cheering. And my favorite moment, the moment that actually made me burst out into tears, is when I heard Gayle saying, "Oh, look at that." Because she was so scared going and leading up to this moment. And we told her not to be. We told her it was going to be incredible. And then we could hear her marveling at Mother Earth as she looked at it from the capsule. And that for me, and I've got my little Gayle pom-pom.
Yeah, we're all here celebrating. There's so many emotions running through us right now. I cannot wait to talk to Gayle, because I know that she embraced every single moment of it. You could hear it in her voice. You can hear all the other women. This was special to be part of.
It was very special. And, you know, when we first heard the blast, the liftoff, right, we were like, it's going, it's going. And, you know, through every stage of the 11 minutes that these astronauts were on this voyage, all I could think about is how incredible what it is that they're doing, because so few humans have ever done this. That's the thing that is remarkable to me. Out of the hundreds of billions of people who've lived on this planet, only a couple of hundred, several hundred, have been able to go into space.
Yeah, what an assignment to be here for this historic moment, and my heart is very full.